idiot. This is one of those move around shows, meaning that I talk to you and I come back into the microphone and I do something, I come back into the microphone, or I might do something while I'm on the microphone type shit. Yes, this is one of those shows. All right. So while we get that settled, as you see what I wrote here, it says people move out or cuss you out, therefore let them. Living quantum leap to the next level of you. So we're gonna get into that. Give me like 2 seconds. I know I turned the mic on, but give me like 2 seconds because it just started getting hot in my crib. Like, and the heat not even on. That's crazy. The air's on. Why is it hot in here? All right, y'all. Let's get into that. I'm here. So sometimes in life, a lot of times in life, we experience these things, or you maybe will experience situations where you have people do bullshit, people say bullshit, people be bullshit, people don't care about the bullshit that they do. Then you have times you have people who you don't know what the fuck their problem is and they act in a certain type of way. You have a fallout with them, you feel some kind of way. But I'm here to tell you, these things don't happen for no reason. No reason at all. This is a big reason why I have encouraged the burn book. And I have encouraged you to sit down and write your life down and journal. I tremendously encourage it, right? And the reason was a major part of why I do encourage it is because it helps you see what you may have not seen when it was there in your face. Sometimes you don't see it. Sometimes you have to sit back to see it. You know, think about that time you were in a relationship with somebody that you really liked. And that was the problem right there. You really liked them. And you was in this relationship with this person that you really liked. And what happened with this relationship with this person that you liked? What happened is you found all kind of shit going on. You probably didn't like somebody around them. You probably was disturbed or upset over how the family dynamic was because it was bullshit. All kind of things, right? But you like this person. So you stay. But then eventually there's a fallout between you and this person. So you're no longer there. Or they're no longer in the level of whatever relationship you thought you were going to have with them, right? But here's the thing. You have to be 100% honest with yourself. You understand? And I mean 100% honest with yourself. All right? What am I saying? What am I talking about? This is for those of you who are my dreamers. Okay? These are for those of you who are very into manifesting the life that you want for yourself. And that's also aligning and living the life that you want for yourself. So this message is for all of you. Let's say you're dedicated to being a bodybuilder. Let's say you're dedicated to being a novelist and write multiple books and multiple series from your books. Let's say you're dedicated to doing yoga and you have a lifestyle of yoga and learning the arts and the history of yoga and going out to the world and doing yoga, right? Because these things all have a purpose. So let's just say You're somebody who works a 9 to 5 and you have a career, and then that career means something to you. This is all to people like you, what I'm talking about. So you decide, hey, it's time I want a relationship. It's time I want to make a friend, right? It's time I want to get out there and do something, right? Or I want to share my space or collab. And you go out there and you do it, and you're met with complication in a way that you're just like, why the fuck is this so complicated? Why is this once friendship that I was in? Why has it become so complicated? What the fuck is wrong with this person? What the fuck is going on? It ain't them. Okay? Remember, this is a show where I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff while I'm talking. It ain't them that's the problem. It's about you. Okay? It's about you. You're not the problem, they're not the problem. It's about you because you have goals and ambitions that you're setting for yourself. You have books that you're reading. You have things that you're writing. You have a lifestyle that you're living. But what happens is you're not seeing that this person, relationship, friendship wise, does not align with what it is that you're seeking. You're not seeing that this person is maybe just a distraction in the path that you are seeking for yourself. And see, the universe knows because it's so deep that you and that person can write songs together. You and that person can act together. Y'all can write together, stories together. Y'all can do a lot of stuff together. But what begins to happen is you be like, what the fuck is this person's problem? Why are they acting like this? Why are they talking like that? What the fuck is wrong with this motherfucker? Da, 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 da. You keep going back and forth with yourself, constantly, like trying to understand what the fuck is wrong with this person, right? Because you keep going back and forth, meaning some arguments, some this, some that, da, 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 da. You just don't know what to fucking do at the point, right? You block them, you take a break from them, whatever it is that you may do to set a boundary. And I'm here to tell you that is the ultimate universal sign that this person does not align in your life as you believe that they do. And it's also a universal sign that you are not aligning in your life as you believe that you are. So it goes both ways. It's not just one way here. And so what do you do with this? Now, I'm the story queen, the example queen. Y'all know that already. I can tell y'all a million stories. But what do you do with this, right? I'm going to tell you what you do with this. You have to just simply be in tune with yourself, okay? And you have to simply be honest with yourself, right? See, the last time I met somebody and exchanged Facebook with them, we were talking about bands, right? And the typical spots that people go to watch shows and shit like that. And after it was over, again, I always tell the same story in different ways, I know. After it was over, I said to myself, I don't want to meet people like this no more. I don't want to just meet people who just go to shows. Fuck that. I could meet people at a show who just go to shows, right? I said, I don't want to be acquainted, of course, with males anyway. And I just don't want to be acquainted with this. And I don't want to, it's like so much things I kept saying, I just don't, energetically was tired of, right? Because that's where it begins to, you energetically get tired of things as well. You get very energetically tired of things as well. And so what happened is, that was the moment I had an awakening with myself. Feel me? Like I just had this sudden awakening with myself, right? And so when I had this awakening with myself, I realized that it hit me about how laws of attraction works. It hit me how the times that I want to block people and don't want to deal with them no more, or how they feel the same way about me, how that's all a frequency and laws of attraction thing. It might be something that they need to get out your way in order for you to achieve what you need to achieve. And you hear this all the time, right? For those of you who listen, y'all be like, man, what is this shit, man? Y'all old motherfuckers always saying this shit. What this shit really be meaning? I'm trying to tell you, there's no mistakes in the universe. It's no mistake you had that breakup. Okay? It's no mistake that friend went away. It's no mistake that you got betrayed. None of it. None of that shit that you end up having to cuss somebody out, fight, go to jail. None of that shit. Because there was something in life that you're not paying attention to. There's something about yourself that you're definitely damn sure not paying attention to, that you need to pay attention to. And again, you need to understand one thing. When you are deciding that you want a certain lifestyle for yourself, i.e. music artist, i.e. writer, screenwriter, i.e. anything in the entertainment world, painter, whatever. Shit. Being a controlling a scoreboard, right? There's so many different fields of work. But for especially anything, any work can really get you in celebrity status, believe it or not. Architecture, writing out maps for construction, which is another form of architecture, right? Interior design, any of this stuff. Depending how you strive for that thing is the spaces and people and places you're going to put yourself. There's no better time than now to quantum leap and manifest. See, I grew up in a household with family members who's in the industry. So I got to see celebrities. That wasn't, and I'm from New York City. But, the only way I could see a celebrity besides my cousin's house, but another way, or when they're working together. But if they're working together, I don't bother that person because I understand that it's business. The thing is, the only time you could see a celebrity is if that person was walking down the street. You went to their concert and you locked up, and you could see them live on stage. The only way you could see a celebrity was on your TV screen, right? We are that time. The line has been thin. That's why the TVs have gotten flatter. Because why is everybody arguing about if the world is flat around? Because it's because of how everybody energetically can just come to each other. What am I saying here? All right. So we're at a time where, depending what it is you're doing, somebody is giving you mentorship. Somebody is sharing something. But wait, that depends on what it is that you're doing, and that depends on the type of people that you follow. Some of y'all don't have the luxury of people who will do mentorships and shit like that. But those of you who are on the vibration where your favorite artist, your favorite creative, or whoever it is that's your muse or whatever, has spaces for you to go, for you to learn, for you to be taught, right? So, what does it all mean, people? I'm gonna tell you what it all means. Because again, I'm talking to you people. I'm talking to people like this. We are in a time where if you are into film and you go to school for film, you have the luxury to go online and attend a class by people who edit films and movies. How beautiful is that? You have the luxury at the end of your hand to go to a website with actual people who have gotten years in the industry of whatever craft that you can think about, teaching you something in the most simplest and impactful way. That's fucking beautiful. We're in a time where the people who write these books on any topic, you can find them on somebody's podcast. There was a book I saw called The Skin of the Eyes. I saw somebody I was following. See, just pay attention. I saw someone I was following with the book. So I looked the book up. And when I looked the book up, I found the person talking. And when I found this person talking about the skin of the eyes in architecture, because it's a long title behind it, I also heard everything he talked about, from the hand, from the way the science of our eyes, from the power of simplicity. Man, incredible scholar, showing different pictures. People asking him about different buildings and how they're set up. And it's not one building that anyone asked him about that he did not know what the hell they were talking about. That's a scholar right there. I admire shit like that. That's just me, okay? Now, I also could see in the fashion designers that I was following that they really read that book. That he is the mentor to the architecture of how they design those clothes, or how she designs her clothes, because two meaning the twins, right? So this is the power of focus and concentration, because whatever you focus on, you become more conscious of the very thing that you focus on. So, hey, I was looking at these fashion designers. I was looking at their clothes, looking to go on the website and purchase a t-shirt, which I will. And after that, I'm going to purchase something else and this and that, because that's how I can afford to shop on their shit. I didn't want to go shopping months ago. I wanted to focus on other things that was important that I needed to get, like a desk and this, that, and the third. I said I'll go shopping later because I know how I shop. I spend. I'll have over $100 on one item in my shopping cart. I'm one of them type of shoppers. I'm a thrift shopper for real at heart. And so the thing is, when I did that, and I was like, okay, and I started watching and studying, because now my energy has lined up to the frequency of this person or these people. And then recently I saw that they were in a fashion masterclass. Okay. And they were there amongst other people. I went on the site to see what it was. It was an actual class in teaching fashion students how to manage their money. And these people are under Vogue. And we all know what Vogue magazine is. Okay. One of the ancient magazines. So, continuing on, this example that I just gave you, when you are aligned in life, either people get out of your way or you got to get out of theirs. Okay? Sometimes you have to be honest enough to say that you may be a toxic person in somebody's life. Some people can't be honest enough to say that. And that they needed to get you out of their life in order for them to get where they needed to go. Okay. Then another thing that was important to note is you have to also take responsibility for your alignment. Okay. You have to take responsibility. Some people are very great pretenders. I mean, there are some people that are real good at it because they got good practice in it. I got a cousin that lies like a goddamn rug. And her lies, and I just could imagine what her lies are like as a grown woman, because I remember her lies as a little girl, and her lies as a little girl were disturbing. And I could imagine the lies that she has right now as a grown woman, and the manipulation that she gives as a grown woman. Now, here we go. Now, let me get this alarm. I know y'all hear it. It's gonna get louder. Oh, okay. It's just letting me know that it's 1:30. Oh boy. Thanks for telling me it's 1:30. Appreciate that. And so, alignment. 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 I have been stressing that word in this topic hard a majority of my life. So much that I had to fully learn what alignment truly is in life. Why we get aggravated with people, why we get a headache with people, why we don't like people, why we always get this feeling about people, or we want to call somebody but something tell us not to call them, and all of these different kind of things that come across our energy filled with people. It's all for a reason, and it's all about following intuition. You see, people who live an aligned life around aligned people have such a peaceful, cordial energy with each other. That's not phony. Okay? It's not phony. And people who have the same goals and ambitions together in a room if they don't know each other have this power that they hold in that room. And a lot of times what I have come to see in my own life experience is that alignment goes all ways in your life. Okay? Now, a lot of times the question may be, what about where you live, right? That plays a part too. Your environment plays a part too. Whether people don't want to accept that one, your environment does play a part. Me, right here, the beauty of it is this environment is a very peaceful nature, southern, relaxed kind of city, because I'm in the area, I'm in like the school area over here type of vibe. So I can walk across a block or two and go to the school library or attend school. I can go to the library out here, and soon there's going to be another library, like a actual library out here, like next year. And then is it this year, at the end of this year, I think, maybe. And then I can also get go shopping right here. It's a lot of things that are just right here for me. But the main thing is it's peaceful. I can work out. I can go for a nice walk out here. It's a peaceful environment, The only noise you hear is from cars. That's what I'm trying to say. Only noise is from cars. And with that, I have the space to do what it is that needs to be done for my life and for myself. Okay. Now that we got that out the way, you cannot have it halfway. When you're set upon living your life with a goal, okay? Talking to you who be like, you know what? I need a better life. I need a better routine. I need a better habit. All of this stuff needs to change. This is not it. You need to first understand that alignment comes 100%. Okay? This is something that I had to face. I was very good at being that Libra split energy of, you know what I'm saying, living life like this and then living life over here like that, you know, and then living life over here this way and then living life this way while still being spiritual and shit. And that ain't the way. You have to be aligned 100%. What do I mean by 100%? Your life has to be circled around everything it is that you are manifesting for yourself. Okay? Your life has to be circled around everything that you are manifesting for yourself. Yeah, I said that twice on purpose. Your life has to algorithm has to reflect it. Go look at the homes of people who have certain jobs and careers and look how the home reflects their job in their or career or their lifestyle. Look at how people who live a certain artistic lifestyle, how you can see it when you walk into their home. Look at people that if you talk to them about certain things, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No, they don't know what you're talking about. You know why is that? Because their life is aligned. There's an obsession that's there. They're obsessed what it is that they do. They're passionate. They're more than passion. They're obsessed with what they do. It engulfs their life. And it could be the multiple things that they do. Okay? There's a discipline that is there. There's a hobby that consists. There's a hobby. There's a studying that is there. You know, I do go back and I listen to divested shows, you know, because I do that. In War and War, and it has to come with time that I just start listening, I realize how immature all of it is. I mean, all of it. The way of this topic of who to date and not to date, how immature the jokes are, how immature the jokes are, how you can just see the power struggle and the ass kissing. Man, it's all of it, man. That it just sounds ignorant. And they sound like everything they say. Well, I live off somewhere, you know, where the cows and goats are at. I'm not around these people. Well, we can tell that's what you live like. Topics about these politics going on, they're always interesting, you know. But it becomes uninteresting for me. It just for a while, it's just like, oh, I need a break from all of it, you know? But why does it happen that way, people? Why does it happen where I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, please, like, don't bother me with this. Please, like, miss me with this topic. Please, like, who cares? Please, like, this is not funny. Please, like, so sure. Is there not a better way we can have this topic? And the reason for that is that the reason for that is because I have grown, right? I have grown. And it's not even so much that I have grown, because I have grown, right? But it's much more than I have grown. I am also energetically focused on better things. You get me? I'm also energetically putting my life and my mind in a space that fits me. In a space that fits me, nobody in that space is acting or talking that way. Nobody in these spaces that I am are acting and talking that way. Nobody in these spaces are thinking that way. And I wouldn't dare go into those spaces and talk that way or show that I even have a thought that way. Now, don't get me wrong. I get these people's purpose for why they do what they do. They state it all the time. Don't get me wrong. I see these people's purpose and why they do the things that they do. I get it. I'm not stupid. I get it. But here's the thing that I see. Hold on. Thing that I see is it brought a bigger picture to me when I was sitting down observing some shit. And the bigger picture that, you know, like, come on, man, like, when you are really sitting down, because see, these people, I have to say it here, you know, people who are doing their shows and their shit, you know what I'm saying, and they're going on and ragging on about celebrities. And I told you that these people deep inside, they want the lives of these celebrities. And I told you that. And I said, deep inside, these people wish that they had the life that these celebrities have. And I said, deep inside, these people are even jealous of these celebrities' lives, right? And I remember I told y'all this shit. 1 second. Let me get something wrong, girlie. Mm. So these people, right? That's what they want. And that's why they sit around and gossip about the shit that they gossip about and say the things that they say. Deep inside, They want the fame. Deep inside, they want the views. But the hang up with these people is their internal battle that they have within themselves. They're battling hard within themselves. Okay? Because if they gossip about all these celebrities and this, that, and the third, and then they go and receive some fame, damn near like a celebrity, then they're a walking contradiction. And then if they put themselves in space with these people with this fame, they're going to be too jealous of the people in the space that they're in. It's a walking contradiction that they don't want to deal with. Oh, I forgot I had a blunt. And so it's easier for them. I'm about to smoke this bitch right now. It's easier for them to do what they do. But see, somebody who's already aligned with themselves, right? Somebody who's already in tune with themselves and know what they want to do, when they sit down and they host their show, radio show, or podcast, they have the intentions of making it look good. First of all, you're not going to have a podcast. You're not going to have a podcast with you behind the microphone. Let's just call it what it is. That's the ultimate truth. You will not have a podcast behind that motherfucking microphone. Mm-hmm. You're going to hold a podcast. So you have a podcast where your face is shown, where you have an interior design background. You have a podcast where you build a team of people to help you work. We have a podcast where you have an incredible fucking HD, fucking more than HD. What's the fuck that shit? HR camera zooming in on your face in your background. You'll also bring people on. You will also bring people on your show who are of a certain caliber to talk about the topic and whatever topic it is that you have going on. You will then transform and live your life according to whatever it is. You will see the changes in you as a newscaster, as a journalist doing the show, as a host or hostess. This is the pattern of people who take hosting radio very fucking serious. Got to show your face. That's a fact. Got to show your face. Even if you get your views, it ain't nothing like the views you're going to get if you show your face and interview a lot of people and have something that people want to hear about. So my thing is this. Hold on, I got a text. I maybe be walking past. Yeah. My thing is, I want you, those of you who listen to me, listen to this show. If you're finding yourself to like somebody and wanting to follow the formula, I'm going to stick and I'm going to continue to stick by what I say. Follow a scholar. Follow someone who got years in what they do. Go for the queens and the kings, the empress and the emperors of what they do. And people call those celebrities. Go to the people who They have people, they have a muse, they have a mentor, and you can see the mentor, you can see the work, you can see the mentorship, you can see how it all gets done. Those are the people that you follow. Take my word for it. The people who are accomplished and established in their work. And it won't steer you wrong. And you won't go wrong in doing that. Why? Now, let's get to the topic at hand, right? Let's say architecture is something you like to do. I think architecture is a beautiful practice. You like architecture. That's a lot of sketching. Excuse me. That's a lot of ideas. That's a lot of history and scholarship. That's a lot of philosophy, right? Your architecture. Now, let's say you can't afford to go to school for architecture, but you study architecture, right? And you're gonna afford it. If you really want to manifest it, you can afford it, right? You gonna find an architecture school in your local community college. You're gonna find it. Whatever it is that you seek, you will find it. Because seeking is what you are conscious of, what you are focused on, what you become conscious of. That's how you seek. That's the seeking, right? Doesn't mean in the terms of what people are saying, right? It's energetic thing. What happened was I fucking you are architecture and you plan to be an architecture. So you sketch it in your sketchbook every day. Walking architecture shit, philosophy, reading the books, the audio books, taking notes, philosophy, all architecture shit, your whole world architecture, your home architecture, you got architecture, fucking sketches and shit and art, all that all over your wall and your cribbo, all kind of shit, right? You got this friend, right? Maybe they sketch too, right? Maybe they sketch too. But you got this friend. And when they talk to you, they got to talk to you about some love and hip hop shit, right? It's a friend. I want to talk about love and hip hop while you doing your architecture sketch, right? I'm gonna tell you what's the problem about that. You'll find yourself pulling down your vibration unknowingly. And how you begin to pull down your vibration unknowingly is you'll be like, this person come around, or you know your energy's gonna come around. You might start watching other shit of people complaining about how there's no black people or Asian people or people of color in architecture, right? You'll find yourself entertaining shit that is dumb shit about architecture. You see what I'm saying? Or demolitions, or just the opposite of what the fuck you're supposed to be doing, right? And this, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. And every time you talk to this person, you find yourself now you talk to this person. They want to talk about love and hip hop, and they want to sketch too and do art too. And the next thing you know, because you have to pay attention to your energy 100%. Remember I said 100%. And the next thing you know, this person gets on your nerve. And they got some stupid shit going on around them. And then you be involved in their stupid shit. And you don't even realize you're involved with their stupid shit. So you talking to another person who ain't at the frequency of what you do as an architecture. So now you're talking about that person and how you don't understand and this, that, and the third. Or you are talking about some other shit. And then they talking and they complaining about some shit and all this shit. And now you being pulled far and far away from architecture. To the point you might just have a fallout with all of them. And now When you try to get back into what you were in, you're exhausted and you feel like you can't even do it. You don't do it. You don't have the time, or you just probably don't even want it no more. You don't put the work in no more. Why does that happen? I'm gonna tell you how it happened. You were in an environment of people that some people are who they are, right? It's not always jealousy and envy, but a lot of times it is. You didn't see the jealousy and envy. You didn't see the trickery. You didn't see the manipulation, right? You didn't see the distraction. So much that you got so pulled away and distracted that when you got back to who you were, you didn't even realize that if that was even who you were anymore because they pulled you away from it with their bullshit. And the lesson in that is this. The reason it goes back to me saying why you have to put and engulf your life in that thing that you are in love with, that you are obsessed with. And you have to line your life up with people who are the same as you or who do as you, or align yourself virtually with a mentor or whatever and programs and this and that so that you can stay in that frequency. Because when you're at work, people can't pull you away because you're at work, you're supposed to focus on being at work. And then while you're at work, you focus on being at work and you might get ideas and stuff like that at work, or you may just focus on work and you go home and you get back to yourself. It's not going to stop you because you know the purpose of work is to work, do this job, get my money and go so I can keep at what I love to do. Also, it comes into this. Why do you take the classes? Why do you have the muse? Why do you follow the people? The reason why you have the muse and you take the classes and you follow the people is because it all goes back to the fact of what I've been saying from the beginning. Your life in your world becomes aligned with who and what you are. And when your life and your world becomes aligned with who and what you are, it's much more than just the architecture. You may go into the architecture and then get into the interior design. You may go from the interior design and may begin to start studying fabric and the history of fabrics and the importance of fabric. You may even go get the book, The Skin is the Eyes of the Skin of the Eyes. You get that book. And now this is why, because you keep on with the momentum and you keep on rolling. And as you keep on rolling, everything starts growing and coming with you as you keep on growing and rolling. But you can't do that with people distracting your space. You can't do that with people who are not aligned with you. Because even those people will cause other people in your life to get the fuck away from you because of their energy influencing your energy. Trust me when I tell you this shit. Take advantage of what's in front of you online. Take advantage of how you can be taught and given a class right from the comfort of your home. Take advantage of the fact that you can elevate yourself, to something. You feel me? Like you can how do I say this? Like you can keep growing on your path. 1 second. This chicken dumpling is good. It's that one that start with a P. It's not even a dumpling. It's fried up and it's stuffed. Fungali, so man, that thing is so good. It's the chicken one. Mm-hmm. I feel like making some more. I'm gonna buy some more. Them things gonna sell. And so your life continues to align. Now you may have the question: what if you decide to do art, and or you decide to practice something, and you decide to take a breather, and you turn on all those divested shows, or you turn on, because divested is not just women; it's the males too. I don't know if you notice I'm saying that too. You turn to all them divested people shows. They all divested from each other. They all divested from the community. They all divested from this, that, and that. What and you turn on that for entertainment. There's nothing wrong with entertainment. This is what I'm learning. Okay. If anybody disagree, drop a comment. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this part. There's nothing wrong with entertainment. I feel like if the entertainment is not emotionally affecting you, if the entertainment is really entertainment and you're shaking your head and laughing at these divestors, like just laugh, like damn, and you cleaning up and you doing shit and you just like damn, I feel like that's not nothing. But I also feel like if you're moved emotionally, you find yourself getting angry or upset or offended by what's being said, you know what I'm saying? Or you finding yourself emotionally getting caught up in what the hell is going on, that's when I say, nah, that's not cool. You see what I'm saying? That's when it's a problem. You know? That's what I say about that. This chicken is good, and I don't ever season this chicken. I just throw it in, let it cook up. I don't ever season it. But it tastes good even without being seasoned. It's already a Mediterranean chicken. That's why it's already Mediterranean chicken. You could taste the Mediterranean flavors in it. Oh, but a little bit of pepper or a little seasoning will kick up more of that flavor. But it's good the way it is. So, what's going to happen to you? Those things that you use as entertainment is no longer going to become your entertainment. You're going to find yourself watching lectures or things you can take notes on. You're going to find yourself listening to your mentor or podcast or whatever way you're listening. You're going to find yourself wanting to watch certain things and follow along with what you're learning. You're going to find yourself pulling your life to the direction of whatever it is that your life is focused on. Now, I don't have to tell you about being a parent and all that stuff. You'll handle that just fine. That stuff becomes second nature. I would hope so. Like, I don't have to get into that, but I'm talking about you right now and what you achieving for yourself. Because even as a parent, you're still going to achieve it. You're still going to listen to the shows and podcasts you want to listen to. You're still going to set boundaries with your children and tell them, hey, listen, this is mommy time. This is daddy time. Y'all cannot come in here. And that's going to happen. And so what happens is, as you build this for yourself, everything in life is going to align with that. You're going to get a headache and aggravated when you listen to a divested show. It's not going to be funny no more. It's going to be child's play to you to sit down and just even listen to that. It's going to be a waste of your time. That's another thing. It's going to become a waste of your time to listen to that. Because now energetically, you're just like, oh, there's this shit again. And that's it. But that's all the beginning of getting shit together the way you need to. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes time for you to energetically clear yourself and do the spiritual baths and get rid of people's energy in order for things to manifest back in. And sometimes you may need to just, I'll tell you all the time, sometimes in life it comes for a place where you just got to contemplate and be with yourself for a little while. See, I know that I'm in my 7 personal cycle right now since I hit 40. I was preparing for this bitch, but you can never fully be prepared. But I was prepared, like, so I understand why I've been in a contemplative state. I understand why I was reading, dark psychology and talking about these things. I understand that any relationship that I had to be let go of. You understand? Or any relationship that was going on that doesn't serve me had to be let go of. Or anybody that's not right for me is going to go away. Or anybody who I've been chatting with, or if I even, if I still halfway have people online I talk to, the reason why those conversations are being interrupted or some shit's happening, because I'm in my 7 personal cycle. I understand what's going on here. This is my 3rd time in my life being in my 7 personal cycle. No, this is my 2nd time in my life being in my 7 personal cycle. But I've been through a 7, like 25 years old and 32 years old. See what I'm saying? Sorry. Not 32. You know what I mean? 34 years old. Excuse me. I've been in those 7 energies like that. But this is my actual 2nd 7 cycle in my life. And it came from when I was in my 20s. When I was in a 7 cycle. Actually, I was in that 7 cycle when I was like 22, 23. Funny thing. And then I went back into my 7 cycle at 40 years old. While also being 40 years old. And so being at a 7 cycle at 40 years old, it's also why I've been thinking and contemplating and doing things differently and focusing on my home, decorating. And as time went on, I went back to all my art and I opened everything up in the box and I started taking everything out and I started throwing things out. There was a suitcase that I saw that I had since I was a teenager. Funny, right? And I was like, yo, why do I still have this suitcase? I'll throw the suitcase out. This is all the 7 personal cycle. And then fully having a decision of what path I'm going to take and what way I'm going to go and what exact thing that I'm going to do. Okay? What exact thing that I'm going to do. And the exact thing that I'm going to do is what I'm doing now. And it helped organize everything in a way. And it aligned up everything in a way that I never thought would be aligned. I was watching something today that talked about how to talk to your chat GTP, how to talk to your AI, not just chat GTP, how to talk to AI and the importance of AI. Fell asleep watching it, but I watched the majority. I got to the 3rd video before I fell out. I sat down and watched the video. I feel like I should have woke up and watched that bitch, but I sat down and watched a lot of things. And with everything that I find myself watching and learning from, the more I want to do that instead. And this is why I've been talking to y'all about the topics I've been talking about, because I'm in my 7 personal cycle. Once I hit 41 and I hit my 8 personal cycle, that is the year or the time where honing the craft comes in. Because the 7 cycle is a lot of reading, a lot of studying, a lot of note taking, a lot of taking in, a lot of money saving. That's the 7 personal cycle. Understanding how money works, understanding laws of money, laws of the universe, laws of attraction, all this stuff. That's 7. 7 is all about the laws. You just turn the 7 upside down and spell the word law. And so that's where I'm at. So when I hit that 8 at 41, as long as I accomplish what I need to and get things done in the 7 cycle, once I hit the 8 cycle, it's going to turn into a thing where now I have to hone in my craft. Now I have to make sure that I do save my money, or there'll be complete consequences, because 8 is Saturn. Now it turns into really investing and saving my money as I should, really weaning down what I don't need, really starting to buy, really let go of eating out and stuff like that. Really, you have to make it real. And then when I hit 42, which I'll be in my 9 personal cycle, I'll be once again going through the same stage of life I went through, because when I was 36, I was in a 9 cycle. No, maybe younger than that. My younger 30s, I was in a 9 cycle. But when I hit 42 and I hit that 9 cycle, I'm going to be once again in the space of letting go what no longer serves me. You see how it goes, and then the cycle goes back again to that 1 cycle. So then it's like 43, okay? I'm not trying to make myself older. I'm just speaking what it is, because it be on point what I be knowing. And these numeric cycles, they work. I live by them. They work. They real, y'all. The numeric cycles ain't a game to fuck with. And 1 cycle I don't fuck with is, yes indeedy, is that motherfucking 7 cycle. I don't fuck with it. That 7 cycle, it's just, I think 7 cycles are roughest cycle. Yeah, I believe that 7 cycle is the roughest cycle to be in, because, like I said, it's so much letting go that has to happen. It's so much, because 7 cycle is about letting go. Nobody ever associates 7 with that, but 7 is about letting go. The 7 cycle is a cycle that you have to be honest with yourself about how you live in your life and what choices you are making out here. You know what I'm saying? And the 7 cycle is also about truth. Yeah, it's about truth. Can you handle the truth of this? This ain't the life. This life ain't working for you. Can you handle the truth that this person was never your friend? Can you handle the truth that this person you thought that you already admired actually was always jealous of you? And you weren't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just their partner, it was them that was jealous of you. Can you handle that truth? Can you handle the truth that even people at a certain status with money and this and that, it doesn't mean that they don't have envy and jealousy. It doesn't mean that they're not spiteful and fucked up. It doesn't mean that. Like, can you handle the truth of understanding that? Can you handle the truth about yourself that you walk around with a wound on your shoulder and people can pick that up? Can you tell the truth about that? That's what 7 is about. The 7 is more about, I want truth and nothing but the truth. I want to be honest with myself. And I mean 100% honest with myself about the way I'm living and what I'm doing. I want honesty. I want to be honest with myself about who I'm choosing in my life and who I'm choosing in relationships and why I keep choosing them. That's the 7 energy. It calls forth yourself to the mirror. And we know a lot of people don't have the capacity to do that. Now, what's another point? You got to put the work in to get what you're asking for. You got to put it in. But is the work is the consistency, the drive, the want for it. A lot of people will tell you talent is not enough. It's the work ethic. Why is work ethic worth more? Because someone who has the work ethic is going to keep going. They're going to keep growing. They're going to keep building something with what they're working with. My thing is, I just feel like it's interesting the people, right? You know, that got so much to say about celebrities and this and that. And they're eating away about the story with Diddy and all this and that. And they have people who, how do I say this, y'all? They have people who they are so spiteful towards. You feel me? But then it's like, it's something religious about it in a way where it's like they have to let the world know that they're a better person by choosing to do things with a struggle or do things in poverty and all of this shit. And you gotta stay away from people like that. That's not a successful mindset. You want success, you have to build a successful mindset. You have to get over yourself. You have to get over all that shit because that's going to interrupt your successful mindset. And I'm just going to leave it there.